Let's see this lighting. Yeah, that's better. All right, so I'm just waiting for some people to join. I know this is really last minute, this live, but I just decided to do it. So we'll see. Be right back. Okay. I'll wait like a few more minutes and then we'll start. Hi, Nubian. Oh, hi, Dana. You're new to the channel. Thanks for subscribing. Where are you from? While we're waiting for some people to join, let's just talk. Where are you from? Like, do you live in Charlotte? Or are you planning on moving to Charlotte? Oh, and you have North Carolina on your mind for relocation, so thank you. You're welcome. So, where do you currently live? If you don't mind me asking, I don't want to be nosy, but just trying to strike some conversation. Okay, Miss Beauty, blessings to you. I'm new to the channel and I'm planning on relocating to Charlotte from Pennsylvania. Oh, really? Pennsylvania? I actually I went to school in Philadelphia. So familiar with Philadelphia, not necessarily Pennsylvania. What part of Pennsylvania? Hi, Ngazi, you better be here. NY, so Dana, NYC and ready to go. Been here my entire life. I am enjoying you and your sister's channel. Oh, thank you so much. We're happy that you're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, and what part of well, you said New York City. Okay, New York City, Philadelphia. Oh, Miss Beauty. Okay, so yeah, I'm familiar with Philadelphia. Not gonna lie, I didn't care for it too much. I'm not gonna I don't want to sound negative or go in right now, but Philadelphia definitely wasn't for me. Definitely wasn't for me. Dana said hi and Guzzy and all the other people in the chat. So yeah, so I put up a poll on Saturday in reference to what is the best time to go live. And I noticed most people, it was only about 20 something people that voted, and most people did say Sunday night. So I'll keep that in mind for the next live will be Sunday. But yesterday I was just in another world and I was not mentally prepared to come on here and go live. Even today, and Guzzy's the one that forced me to go live. She's like, just do it, just get it out the way. And I'm happy I did because I already feel much better. But for our next live, we'll try to keep it to Sunday evenings because it seems as if that is the best time for most people to join the live. She said Philly was an experience. That's like half of my whole life being born and raised. All right, so let's get to the point because when we play back this video, the beginning, we don't want it to be too choppy and just boring. We want the viewers to grab their attention. So let's just start and people will join in eventually. It is what it is. So, okay, so any burning questions about my 2 years of living in Charlotte, North Carolina? nothing is off limits. I might not go into too much detail with certain things, but nothing is off limits. We keep it real over here on this channel. So time for new beginnings, and I think it's cheaper to move in fall, winter. Definitely cheaper. I would advise anyone to move to consider moving from December through February if you can. November's not too bad either, but if you really can hold off December through February, best months to move. You're gonna get the lowest rates for rent because that is when most people do not want to move. However, keep in mind that during those months we'll also have lower inventory, right? So the prices will be lower, but you may have less options as well. So just keep that in mind. Why won't you join Ngozi in Houston? Ngozi, it's too early. You just we just started. Why do you want to come from me already? I'm not in the space to start moving to another state again. It just hit the 2 years in Charlotte. I feel like my first year really wasn't a fair. I feel like my first year doesn't even really count, to be honest, because I moved right during the pandemic. So I definitely still count that I've been here 2 years, but my first year I didn't really get to experience much. So I still want to give Charlotte about another year. And I'm not saying I would never move. I'm not saying I would never move live anywhere else, but right now, mm-mm. Right now I'm not thinking about moving to another state. That's just too much. October, November is good too. I saw cheaper prices than December, January. Yeah, like that's October. Yeah, it just depends, really. October, November. Okay, October, November. As I said, November's not bad. I didn't know about October. I know that you and your sis are Christians. Have you been able to find your tribe? Pandemic years don't count alone. Find your tribe. I would say it's still a journey in that aspect, finding your tribe. But I definitely have met good people, and I definitely have met people that I like, and people I definitely have a few friends. But as far as finding my tribe, like, do you mean like a clique, like a group? Can you kind of specify what you mean by that? And guys, everyone, don't forget to click the like button. Okay. Um. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to know what you mean by find your tribe. Like, do you mean that have I found like a group of people, like a clique? Because, like I've mentioned many times, I don't really roll with cliques or group. No, no, I haven't. But I've met a lot of people, and I've met people through people, which I think is sometimes just how it works. The easiest way to meet people at this point, and especially this year, I was working remotely for a while, so how do you meet people when you're in the house? So that's not necessarily always a good thing. So for my next job, I think I'm going to go back into work with human beings. hmm Yes, I know I'm crazy. People are going to think I'm crazy, but I think I need to be around human beings. The work from home life is not for me. Yes, a group of people that you work well with. Mm, a group? I wouldn't say I found like a group. No. Not yet. I'm pretty sure soon, but I'm kind of not a group person. I keep always referencing to that in my videos. I don't know why. I'm just not really fond of a group of women. I don't know. I know I'm gonna sound terrible from past experiences and just seeing like how women can be and the way they talk and the way they gossip. Like, I just don't. I like having my separate friends. Like, I like having my friends different, but I understand having a group just makes it easier when we want to plan stuff, when you want to do things. She said, "Hang on a minute, girl. I'm trying to get a fully remote position. I'm tired of the office and people." Oh yeah, to each his own, right? There's no perfect situation. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I know it's gonna be hard going back into the office after working from home. Like, I'm pretty sure just even having to wake up early and all of the like, I used to roll out of bed sometimes and just I can just be at work, and now have the thought of having to wake up and drive. I'm like, oh, now, are you sure you're ready to do that again? Especially if the place is far. Like, you never know how far the job is going to be. You never know if you're going to have to deal with traffic. Work from home for life. Yeah, yeah, Ngazi. I'm a Christian too, and that's very important to me. Finding a church home once I get to Charlotte. Yeah, I would advise do it as soon as possible. Don't be like me. I moved during the pandemic, so when I moved here, were churches closed? I actually don't remember. I know they were closed in New Jersey, but I can't necessarily say they were closed in Charlotte when I moved in August of 2020. Don't be like me. Find a community ASAP, because once you get out of the rhythm of going to church, But I went to church this past Sunday. Yes, I did. I did. I was about 30 minutes late, but I made it. So hopefully we have some more people join. This was so last minute. Sorry, guys. Like, so we're gonna try and always give at least 24 hours. But like, my only fear is like saying we're going live, and then I guess you can always cancel it, right? It's not a big deal. So my only fear is, oh, we're going live today, 7 p.m. And then that day comes, I'm just like, I don't feel like going live. Then I have to postpone it. But that's not a big deal. I guess it's not. It wouldn't be the end of the world. So I think for the next live, we'll try to at least give at least 24-hour notice. Okay, any other questions? Let's see. Mhm. Oh, I ate too much. I'm so full. Ngazi, any questions? You seemed a little active earlier. The weather, how was it? Any crazy storms? So, ironically, this summer it's been raining a lot. And I remember I mentioned last year in my video that it was raining a lot, but at least that was during the spring. But this summer, there's a lot of rainy days over the summer, which is very, very strange. Any storms? Not yet. Not that I know of. Right now, this country's either in a drought or flooded. The weather's not bad. I like Charlotte's weather. The only issue I have is the rain. What should people moving to CLT expect? That's such a broad question. Expect as far as what? Expect as far as social life? Expect as far as weather? Expect as far as what exactly do you mean by that? Like, what should they expect? Mm, like, what was, are you asking what was the most shocking thing for me when I moved here, when I moved to Charlotte? That's what it sort of sounds like, but I'm not sure if that's what you mean. I'm not sure if that's what you mean. Okay. Did you weigh moving to Raleigh or was Charlotte your choice city? No, there's no way. I felt Raleigh wasn't even. I think because my sister was talking about Raleigh, Raleigh wasn't even on my mind. Like I felt as if I wasn't moving to Charlotte, then I was not going to move to North Carolina. No, that's just me personally. I'm not trying to disrespect anyone's city or hometown, because people get really upset when you say certain things. But I just felt like, if not Charlotte, where else am I going to in North Carolina? I didn't really see anywhere else that seemed appealing, even to some people. Like I'm trying to get, recruit some of my people, my cousins. They're like, oh, Charlotte's too slow. So imagine going anywhere outside of Charlotte. I just couldn't see myself in in any other city or town. But we had visited Raleigh, and even I had a friend in Raleigh, and she was always in Charlotte, and she was always bored in Raleigh. So I'm like, why would I move to Raleigh? Okay, I don't know the difference, so that's why I asked. Difference in Raleigh. Do you know the difference in what exactly overall? What should people moving to CLT expect? Um, I don't. Overall, I think you would. I think one thing. When I think one thing that definitely caught me by surprise. I was expecting more Southern hospitality. I would say, like, I was expecting more people to be a little bit more friendly, and that wasn't the case. I guess again, it's probably 'cause where I live. People say you live with the transplant, you live with all the people from the East Coast, the West Coast, blah blah blah, la la la. So maybe that's why. And like I always forget that I live down south, and it really never occurs to me that I'm in the south until I go to a lot of other places outside of Charlotte. They're like, oh yeah, I did move down south. Yeah, I'm not in New Jersey anymore, but I really feel regular. Do you have any tips of things to accomplish during a scouting trip of a city that you're interested in moving to? That's a good question. Any tips? A scouting trip of a city. So, I would say if you're going to scout a city, I would definitely stay in an area where a lot of like one of the major like one of the I would stay in one of the more popular areas. Like I would stay in an area that I can see myself living in. Like a mistake I had made once when I came to visit. I stayed by the airport, and now when I even look back, I don't even remember that trip. I don't even remember where I really like. I wouldn't. I'm not living there. It wasn't residential. There weren't really any places over there. And then one time came to visit Charlotte, I had stayed in Uptown. So that was my experience. That was much, much better when I stayed in Uptown. So I would definitely make sure I stay in a prime location where things are happening, where I can get a real good feel of the city. I would make a list of some neighborhoods I would want to live in and try and see some apartments while I'm there. Realize I'm not going to make it to every neighborhood in one trip. It's just not realistic. There's so many parts of every city, but I would focus on the top, like not the top, because top is depending on what you're looking for, but I will focus on the areas that I've done research on, and I see like maybe I want to live where there's a lot of greenery. I want to live where there's a lot of millennials. I want to live close to here because this is where my job is. I would focus on looking at apartments in that neighborhood. What part of they blame transplants for everything? What part of Charlotte are you in? I live in the South End area. Um, I was assigned between Texas and Charlotte and C. I just thought Texas would be a bit too far from where I'm originally at. Yeah, and that's exactly Miss Beauty. That's what I thought when I moved. I was really between Georgia, Texas, North Carolina. And the reason why Charlotte really stuck out to me is that it was far enough, but I didn't feel so far. Even when I go visiting Guzzy, my twin sister who lives in Houston, from Charlotte to there is like 2 hours. 2 hours plus. So imagine going to Houston from New Jersey. It's basically like a 4 hour trip when you want to get on flight, and it's not even drivable. At least Charlotte, I've never driven it, but if one day there was some type of crazy emergency, right, and they needed me, they needed me in New Jersey, I can get in my car and drive home. It's actually possible, but living in Houston, that wouldn't be a possibility. So that is personally why I preferred Charlotte over Georgia, Texas. Not only that, but that's one of the reasons. I'm on the same boat and had Texas on my list too, H Town. I'm looking at an apartment in University City Friday, stay in Greensboro now. Oh, nice. Okay, so you're trying to move from Greensboro to Charlotte. I'm going to be in University on Wednesday, so I'm a little familiar with University. My dentist is over there. My other appointment I'm going to on Wednesday is over there, but I don't go there that often. I'm not gonna lie, because it's a bit far, right? Like when we drive to, I'm just lazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I drive to, what's another place up there, like Stats? There's this club bar called Stats, and even to go there, I'm just like, oh, I gotta drive 20 minutes on the highway. So I'm a bit spoiled because in this area everything is close to me. So when I need to drive outside of this area, I'm almost like, is it really worth it? What is there that's not over here? What am I going there for? But I hear a lot of good things about the university area. When I did my a day in Black owned Charlotte, a day in Black owned Charlotte last year, a lot of the places were in the university area. Yeah, Charlotte's about 8 hours straight to Jersey. Exactly. It's doable. Trust me, I wouldn't be looking forward to it. I've never done it. I don't really want to do it, but at least I know in my mind that if I had to, I'm there. It's possible. I can make it happen. But Houston, Texas, just a bit too far for me. And Gussy's not gonna admit it, because she's in love with Houston. But yeah, I like Charlotte. Greensboro. Have I been to Greensboro? Yes, I went to Greensboro this year. We went to go watch I believe it was the Elite Eight. We watched South Carolina women play. I forget the name of the team, but yeah, I went to Greensboro. In an emergency, it's definitely drivable. Yep. So, any other questions? I know today's not going to be too long. I don't want to keep you guys more than about an hour, just because it was so last minute, it wasn't planned. But we go as the spirit leads. I mean, I can talk. If y'all have any questions, I could be on here. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. Texas is 24 driving hours from NYC. What? That's ridiculous. Now I'm just thinking like, imagine now with all these cancellations and whatnot. You're trying to call up the airport. You want to get a last minute flight. I need to move to a small town, but when I look at the demographics of the small towns in NC, don't seem like it will be in NC. Don't seem like it will be kind of racism due to my skin complexion. Let me make sure I'm understanding that right. You're saying you want to move to a small town, but you feel as if there might be racism in the small towns. I can't speak to that because I've not lived in the small towns, but I do hear that once you leave Charlotte, things can get a bit different. My advice would be is that you can still live in Charlotte, but you don't need to be in Uptown. You don't need to be in the central part of Charlotte. You can still live in a quiet part of Charlotte. You know, I don't know your personality. I don't know things that you like to do. For me, where I live suits me because I don't like to drive and I like to be outside. So where I live is just perfect for my lifestyle, for things I like to do, but not everyone is like me. So you can still live in Charlotte and still get a small town feel. You don't need to be anywhere close to Uptown. And you'll save a lot of money. So Greensboro's okay, but I have family in Charlotte and more to do and opportunities just more expensive. Tell me about the expensive part. What are some good areas to move to the seasons? I have a few videos about best neighborhoods in Charlotte. So if you check out our page, you should be able to find that there. But in general, good areas as far as things to do, I would definitely say South End, Uptown, Plaza Midwood, anywhere surrounding those areas. South Park isn't bad. You only be like 10, 15 minutes from Uptown. I hear a lot of nice things about Ballantyne, but Ballantyne's a bit far for me personally. Like again, I don't really like to drive. So straight highway will be like 25 minutes, 20, 25 minutes from the Uptown area. That's a bit far for me. But I hear a lot of good things about Ballantyne. University is popular, but there's so many areas, so the list is not exhaustive. I'm looking to move in November. Pin the comments so we can read them. Oh, you guys are not seeing the comments? Oh, like this. Oh, okay. You learn something new every day. What are some good areas to move to? Yeah, so that's the list. But check out, we have two videos on the channel about some best areas to live in Charlotte. And coming up, I will be doing some apartment tours, like I mentioned, even though I renew my lease. I mean, I have up until mid-September. If I really wanted to move, I could make it happen. I just got a lot going on right now. So I just renewed it because I don't want them to kick me out of here, but I'm still going to explore the areas that I made in the second, because the second video was shorter and I shortened it and I did a lot of research on those areas. So I actually want to explore them. Plaza Midwood is a really, really good area. Like I would definitely live in Plaza Midwood. Okay. Mm. Oh my goodness, it's already 8 o'clock. Time flies. Wow, 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 wow. It's already 8 o'clock. So, Miss Beauty, can you elaborate on this? I need to move to a small town, but when I look at the demographics of the small towns in NC, don't seem like it will be kind of racism due to my skin complexion. Are you saying it doesn't seem, or it does seem like you would experience racism because of your complexion? So I'll wait for her. Any tips on single women living alone? Hmm. Any tips for single women relocating alone? I think for single women living alone, I really wouldn't recommend going to like I know this might sound weird to some people, but I wouldn't really recommend living like in outskirts or living in certain areas where you're more secluded. I don't know. To me, it's just not as safe. Like, I actually like the area that I live in. I like being around. My apartment is very quiet, which I love. Sometimes I'm just like, oh my goodness, do people live here with me? I see all these cars parked, but I hardly bump into people. So I really like that about where I live. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend living too like in a two of us in an area that's too secluded. Also, you can get a camera. That's a good idea. That never hurts. Mm, just be careful. To be honest, even for the people, your maintenance crew, everyone in your apartment, like be vigilant. Be vigilant. Don't take anything for granted. Don't be careful about the people that come into your apartment, even the people that work for your complex. Just keep an open eye because you never know who's watching you. You'd be shocked that people are watching. Like single women, sometimes we can be like a bit delusional. We don't realize that people are watching you, especially when you're a single woman, and people can tell when you're a single woman. So sometimes it's even a good idea to have like even if you just have a male friend, have him come over once in a while. To be honest, like I know it sounds so ridiculous, and people are like, "Oh my goodness," but that's not even a bad idea. So that way, people see a guy coming over once in a while, they're like, "Oh, I don't know who that is. Is that her brother? Is that her cousin? Is that her man?" Because you'll be shocked. I'm telling you. I don't want to go into these, but you'll be shocked the way people are watching you. You'd be shocked. So those are the tips that I would give. I I was gonna move to Midtown Houston, but flooding video scared me away. Oh wow. It's because I'm Black, African American. Most small towns are majority white. Yeah, I would have moved there. Sorry. At the same, pay attention. Pay attention. I'm saying like sometimes we can become very oblivious. You get busy. There's work. There's things that are happening, and you don't realize that people are checking for you. Even though you're not checking for them, people are checking for you. Get a big dog too. I don't like dogs, so that's She said, I had a guy knock on my door. I had a guy knock on my door a few weeks back. So scary. Yeah. Like every time I leave my apartment, I look left, I look right before I step out. If I was to ever feel strange or feel suspect, I don't care if I'm running late to work, I will close that door and sit in my apartment. I don't care. Like I go with my intuition. I will. That's why as soon as I get approved for an apartment in Charlotte, I'll be going into prayer and taking out my anointing oil to cover over my place. Do what you have to do. Same here. All the recent flooding has me hesitant. What flooding? Does he come defend your place? Because I didn't hear about all this flooding. Has Houston been flooding? I could sometimes I'm in my own world. I'm not going to even lie, but I'm not. I haven't heard that much about flooding. The way people are talking about, I just know there's always some type. Another reason why I avoided Texas. There's always some type of natural disaster happening in Texas. From the days, all I remember is something always happening in Texas. I'm like, I don't ever hear about this in North Carolina, so I think I'll stick to North Carolina. hmm I said that's why I said I think I'll stick to North Carolina. hmm So who's moving to Charlotte this year? Anyone actually moving? Like they know for a fact they're moving? He said he was giving the guy. It's not funny because I can imagine how scared you. He said he was giving away furniture. I said it's too late. Never open the door. Mm. And there's certain setups, like even if you're to scream, there's no one right by you. Will people even hear you? You have to be careful. We take some things for granted sometimes, honestly. When my aunt was single, she would leave a dog bowl outside in large men work boots. If strangers knocked on her door, she would start barking. Oh my god, that's such a good idea. Leave a dog bowl outside in large men work boots. No, seriously. If strangers knocked on the door, she would start barking. That's why I say I feel more comfortable being in an apartment complex because I'm not just by myself. I'm not in a house by myself. I'm not 10 miles away from my neighbor by myself, but actually being around people, I feel way more comfortable. I'm not going to lie. It's been raining crazy last week. Hurricane season is starting. Enjoy. If you change your mind, Charlotte's here. We don't have hurricane season. Houston has areas where it gets flooded, so you have to ask when you're apartment hunting. You have to choose the no flood zone areas. Yes, I heard about that. Ngozi talked about that. Dana said Ngozi he needs to donate that furniture to Goodwill. Right? Why are you knocking on? That's scary for real. Knocking on someone's door talking about furniture at night. Hmm. Here's a safety tip. You are locking your door. As you are locking your door, start talking like you are saying goodbye to someone inside your apartment. Okay. Hmm. It's not easy. Like think about these. Like men don't have to even think of these things. I'm not saying men's life. Don't no men come free. I'm not saying men have life easy necessarily. But think about these things. Like do men sit down and say, "Oh, I'm a single man living alone. How do I protect myself?" And I think that's why when it comes to where I was living, trust me, I wish I was paying less in rent. Like I wish I was saving more money. But for me, my safety was so important. Like the area that I live in is so important. I just can't. I could be paying $1,000 in Charlotte a month for one bedroom if I really wanted to. Definitely. I could be paying probably even eight, 900. I'll have at my last job, I'll have people coming in, telling me, rent, oh my God, we should live here. And they're showing me places that just look sketchy. And I'm just like, I don't want to live here. Like the reviews are bad. I don't like the area, but if I was a man, I'm not gonna lie, if I was a man, I probably would be saving a lot more money than I'm saving now because I'll be more open to where I can live or where I would want to live. But you really, really have to be careful. I'm trying to I'm trying to move there within the next 2 weeks. If I don't have my living stability secure, I'm taking a leap of faith. I got to get out of my hometown. Sometimes that's what you just have to do. Sometimes that's what you really just have to do. As long as you have your money saved and you're in a right mental space, you'll be fine. At 8 p.m., I think he have may been because I need you to work on your typing tonight. He may have been trying to holler Dana. Yes, men do not have to think about this stuff at all. Can you make some jollof rice? I'm hungry. Lil Ernest, how much you trying to pay for jollof? I don't cook for free. And if you live in Charlotte, you can go to Lags. They have jollof rice. But I'll think about it. I thought Midtown Houston was a no flood zone, but saw some actual videos on YouTube and it told a different story. Well, now with global warming. Justina said 8 p.m. is not even that late. 8 p.m. for someone to be knocking on your door that you don't know. Come on, Justina, that's late. 8 p.m. Don't knock on my door at 8 p.m. I'm not going to reply. Because he said I'm an Uber, sorry it's bumpy. Okay, you an Uber. Only you know why you're an Uber instead of in a stable living environment right now. But yeah, 8 p.m. is late. What are we talking about? Why she gotta make rice? These men are something else. Move on, sir. I don't get it. 2022. Justina, by 8 p.m. the sun is setting. She says not even that late. So anyone in this chat, I know it's not that many people on, but does anyone actually live in Charlotte that's in here? Besides Justina, I know Justina lives in Charlotte. Me and Justina have been holding Charlotte down. But besides us, anyone else here actually live? Lou or Inez, are you in Charlotte? Are you in Charlotte? Because he said ignore Tina. And she said 8 p.m. isn't late. And the point I'm making is that a man deaf doesn't see it as late like that. So like y'all are saying they aren't thinking the same way we are. That's true because they don't feel threatened. If someone's knocking at that door at 8 p.m., they probably wouldn't view it as a I don't even want to talk about my experience recently. I don't know. You know, it's mm, us women just have to, let's just say we just have to be careful and vigilant. Honestly, like you could even sometimes like if I leave my apartment at night, like what time is it? 8:11 is fine. If I leave my apartment at certain, I don't really like to leave at night to be honest. I'm a good girl. But if I was to leave my apartment at night, what I like to do is be on the phone. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I like to be on the phone as I'm leaving my apartment. Like if I was to go out late, that way I'm on the phone with someone, I'm talking. If something was to happen, they hear me, they will hear my screaming, they'll hear my howling, whatever is happening. And mind you, I live in a safe environment. There's nothing to make me feel as it, but you just never know. And because he said Charlotte is boring. Let's see, stop talking about Charlotte is boring. We have more fun in Charlotte than you have in Houston. Charlotte is not boring. Charlotte has enough going on. Yes, it's small. Yes, it might. Yes, we could tackle 4 places in one night, but that's just because when we go out, we're not getting the vibe we want, so we keep moving around. But Charlotte, I would not use Charlotte and boring in the same sentence. Charlotte is definitely, what is this? Charlotte definitely is not boring. Yes, Houston is bigger. Houston is going to have more things to do. Houston is going to have more establishments. Houston is going to have more variety, but that doesn't make Charlotte boring. Stop hating. You when you come, it's just no. Next time you come to Charlotte, trust me, you're gonna want to move here. Next time, by then the whole list we would have went through the whole list. Everything would be you'll be fine. I live in South Charlotte, trying to get to South End so I can walk to places. Tired of driving. I feel you on that one. South End, my area is very walkable. Very South Charlotte. When people say South Charlotte, when I think of South Charlotte, I'm thinking like Steel Creek, Ballantyne. That's South Charlotte, right? Okay. Because he said, okay, what you do for fun. Okay. When I'm not in my grandma mode, There's a lot of things to do for fun. So can you specify? Like people say, what do you like to do for fun? The typical things. Okay, eat good food, go to a nice rooftop, hang out with friends. What else? What is different that I'm naming that you would name different living in Houston? That's my question. Like, what are you doing in Houston? Like, you're not going to tell me going to the beach, or you're not going to like. What is different? I feel as if the things that I would say that people do for fun here are what people are doing in every city. I don't think there's anything specific to Houston or specific to Charlotte. For me, I don't drink really. I don't smoke hookah and I don't drink really. So I just feel like when it comes to the night scene, most of those things, and I'm a picky eater. So that's a bad combination. You don't want to drink like that. You don't smoke hookah and you're a picky eater. So when it comes to like going out to eat and all these hookah lounges and all these bars, there's so many bars South End area I haven't even entered because I'm not a drinker like that. So what am I doing sitting at a bar? But there's so many things to go to. I just think at a point, no matter where you are, things get redundant. You get tired of just going out, or you just have to take a break from going out. What I like about Charlotte is a lot of rooftops. I don't know if y'all have that in Houston. I don't know if you, yeah, I like concerts too. Brunches now. I'm not a brunch girl. I'm not a brunch babe, but I like. And Guzzy said, okay, maybe the eighth time when she comes to Charlotte. Yes, the next time you come will be a bang. You're gonna be like, I'm moving next. You're not gonna renew your lease in February. Justina said, skating, concerts, and brunch. Oh, you unique. Skating and well, brunches is not unique. Yeah, I like concerts, and we've been doing a lot of that this year. I've been to like probably like 4 or 5 concerts already this year. That's a record for me. I'm not. I don't even know have I been to even 5 in my life before this year. Actually, going to one on Wednesday. Then we have another one in September. Crazy. So yeah, concerts. I just like it's just some. It's something different. But of course, the whole eating, going out to eat, and it gets boring. It gets redundant. Partying. We're getting old. That gets redundant. I don't like going to the movies. I'm not a movie person. I have a short attention span. What else? Like these are things that I think that they would be the same in every city. I don't see what Charlotte, like Ngozi said. Okay, Justina said salsa classes rooftop. Yes, rooftops. We still have to try Aura. I've been to Aura only once. We need to go there before this month ends. I've been saying that we're playing. I like rooftops. Just something classy. Dress up, look cute, take pictures again. Ooh, super chat and Guzzy 4.99. Okay, I see you. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Woo! But I think that's the hardest one of the hard parts about getting older in general, just trying to find new ways to make your life fun. I think that's something that people as adults are dealing with in general because we're getting older. You've been doing the same things for a while. You have to switch it up. You have to try new things or it gets boring. It gets redundant. Yeah, some people are different. They can go clubbing every weekend and maybe never get tired of it. I don't even believe that. I think the people clubbing every weekend still get tired of it. It's just what is their alternative? They rather club every weekend than stay home and have to deal with their real life problems or have to sit in their house and think about life. So they rather go out and club. But I still think that even they are getting tired of those things. So I just think it's about, I haven't got wine tasting in a while. I need to do that. But I think for the most part, we get tired. Like, how many things are there to really do? You get what I'm saying? Like, no matter what city you go to or where you go, it's definitely going to get redundant. But you have to find. It's like what people say about marriage, right? You have to find a way to spice it up. You have to find a way to spice these things up and make it different. Y'all hit the super chat button and Guzzy's challenging y'all $4.99. And like the video. Yes, everyone like the video, please. It really helps YouTube. Even if you can't do the super chat by liking the video, it really helps our video get found in the algorithm and whatnot. There's so many theories out there, but liking the video helps. Miss Beauty said exactly what? Exactly to what? Please, I want to know. Henrique Angels, greetings from Brazil. Good vibes. Oh, hi. Hi in Brazil. So I'm thinking you're saying exactly to what I'm talking about. Things just like I had to join a book club. You know what I mean? Like I like to reading just didn't become interesting anymore. Especially now it's summertime. It's kind of boring because there's no basketball on. There's no NCAA. All the shows are off because it's summer. People are out supposed to be having fun. It's like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do to keep myself busy? What am I supposed to do for fun? Oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Like you have to find a way to make your life entertaining because after work, people put so much emphasis on work. I think that's why a lot of people just run to work. I might be one of those people soon. Y'all not might not be seeing me. I might have to go secure the bag. But I think that's why some people run to work because they just get bored. Like you stay home, you're like, what am I home doing? What is their home? What is there to do? Let me just go to work and make money at least, rather than sitting at home and being bored. Ngozi said, I wish I moved earlier. Even in Houston, I'm not open to a lot of things. I'm picky too. Mm, you're not open to a lot of things. I mean, but Houston seems like they have a lot of food, so that's right up your alley. Yep, that's how I was led to your channel. I was led to Ngozi's video on Houston. Okay, nice. Yeah. So what are some? Let me think about like what are some things I would like to explore more of in Charlotte. If I can name some things, I'm just trying to think of. Um, Again, Charlotte has a lot of breweries. That's how they say it, right? And stuff. I don't drink beer, so of course that's not going to be really of interest to me. But I did go to. Oh, I said in my 2 year update, I did go to Blumenthal for the first time to see a play, so that was something different. I think it's just really about trying different things, trying to once in a while get out my comfort zone. And Guzzy said, "I don't like ratchet stuff." Whatever, 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 whatever. That can be hard to avoid. I don't know. And I think everyone has a different definition of ratchet, because what if some people think you're ratchet? And you're saying I don't like ratchet stuff, and some people maybe look at you and think you're ratchet. But I think we have basically you want to be like in a fun, chill, sophisticated crowd. Is that what you're trying to say? Like you want it to be a good vibe, like a good crowd. Any tips on relocation hesitation? I'm bursting at the seams, but don't want to make the wrong decision. But it's not like the move is permanent. If I don't like the city, I can always move again. Yeah, exactly. I think sometimes it depends. I don't know your personality, right? Okay. I just could sense from you just saying that it doesn't seem as if you're someone that feels as if because you make a decision, it has to be your forever decision, right? You can get up and go somewhere else. What I can say is don't overthink it, but I wouldn't be rash at the same time because moving is a lot of work. Like when I think of like just the process, the thought of moving to another state again, that's why you don't see me in Houston with Ngazi right now. Like it's not my personality. I could be I took a huge risk moving here, right? Like I can take risk if I really want to, but at the same time, I get stressed very easily. Anyone that knows me, I get stressed very, very easily. I'm stress adverse. I don't like stress. Like I really don't. I get anxious. I get stressed. So if you're someone that's not like that, and you just live life on a whim, and you just can get up and go, and things don't really bother you, then of course, yeah, it doesn't have to be. You can always move. You can always move again. It's not the end of the world. Like I don't know where I'm gonna be next year. I don't know where I'm gonna move to after Charlotte. You know, I don't know, but I think I'm gonna be here for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I really, really, really think about it. But again, you never know. It's hard, especially in Houston, to not be in a ratchet vibe. So not Atlanta then, right? Yeah, and Guzzy can't go to Atlanta. That's kind of reason why I don't really care for Atlanta because yes, but not too old. Guzzy said Atlanta. Rash was the word of the day today. Oh, moving tip. Did you start completely from scratch? Did you move your stuff from Jersey? I basically started from scratch. I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina with 2 or 3 checked in luggages, and that was it. So I think that is even what made my process easier. Now with all this stuff, that's what makes me even think more like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna move all this to another state. I'm gonna move this to another apartment. I'm gonna move this to a house. Oh my God, how am I gonna do that? That just seems like way too much. But I came here with almost nothing. I even brought junk. Like I'm still getting rid of stuff that I brought that had no business even bringing. And if you see how much stuff I got rid of during the pandemic while being at home, I was home for a while. I got rid of so much. I didn't realize my clothes were so old. My wardrobe was so outdated. But I felt like, oh, I have to bring this. I could have even brought 2/3 of the stuff that I brought. I just came in, and every time I go back to Jersey, I'll bring like one luggage back. And I still have a couple stuff in Jersey, not much, just like some dresses, like some African Nigerian clothes. But I started from scratch. No, I'm a planner, and so I don't want to keep moving new stability. And that's kind of that's basically how I am to an extent. Even though people may not think so, I may seem a little like off the whim and like I'm just doing what I want. But I am sort of a planner. I like to be a bit strategic. I like to have some stability. So that's the reason why I'm right now just moving to. Because keep saying move to Houston, like it's just it's not me. Mark said, "Just leave the stuff." Yeah, just get rid of a lot of. You'll be surprised how much junk we have. How much you really don't need. I'm just naturally sort of a minimalist. I don't even think I'm not a real minimalist, but I'm a low key wannabe minimalist. So that definitely helped me when it was time to move. Even now, I feel like I've acquired too much stuff. Like I'm going through my stuff, seeing what I can get rid of, seeing some stuff I can sell. Mind you, I don't even have that much stuff, but I just don't like having excess. I don't like having things. I don't mind having a lot of stuff, but I just want to be using my stuff. If I'm not using the stuff, then I just rather get rid of it. Keep the stuff that you can't replace. I have some good quality items and inherited items that can't be replaced. That makes sense. Miss Beauty said, I'm starting from scratch too. Yeah, I started from scratch. But what are some videos that you all would like to see as far and so in reference to some video ideas, maybe? I know we ask this a lot, but we're always still curious. I know there's not that many people on, but what are some Charlotte, Houston related videos that you would want us to make? And don't forget to like this live. Give it a thumbs up. Really helps us. Thank you in advance. I really, really appreciate it. Mm, Atlanta. And the good thing about living in Charlotte is that you're not far from, especially if you like to drive, you're not far from Atlanta. So to be honest, a lot of things, Charlotte's still up and coming. Atlanta's definitely a way more developed city. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I do believe that Charlotte will be like Atlanta eventually, but just not now. But at least Atlanta's close enough that if you did want to go to some concerts or some special events, you don't have to get on a plane. You can actually, I mean, you can fly too. I've done that before. It doesn't make sense to me. The flight is in less than an hour. By the time I got to the airport, flew, got to the destination, I'm just like, I would drive. And from then I never flew again. I just kept driving. At that time when I flew, I actually didn't even have a car yet. So it made sense, but I would never fly. I don't think I'd ever fly to Atlanta again. Any regrets on moving to Charlotte? Oh, any regrets? People say don't have regrets, but then people say, I don't regret this, but if I can go back, I would do something differently. Isn't that a regret? Or am I tripping? People always say, I notice people say that. I don't have regrets, but if I can go back in time, I would have done it this way, I would have done it that way. Let me move this camera. Any regrets? Hmm. Any regrets? Not that I can think of. A day in the life of type of videos from you and your sis. I saw some of the vlogs. Really, you guys would like more of that? Because that's a lot more work, and sometimes it seems like people don't really watch it. But I think they're fun. Like they're definitely fun to make, and I think that I could definitely show a lot of things I do that low key. I'm like, oh, my life is so boring. But when I think of it, I'm like, Nana, you do quite a few things. Some people may actually be interested in watching this, so that's good. You asked this, Miss Desire Independence. Hi, have you been to any meetups in Charlotte? I have. I have been to a couple of meetups in Charlotte, but I'm not gonna lie. Recently, I haven't been that consistent. I've been really, really lazy as far as getting out and meeting new people, and I know I need to do a better job of that, a better job with that. But I have done some meetups. For months, I've been preparing, throwing unnecessary items in the trash, and I already have my bags packed, just waiting for an apartment to get approved. Wow, you ready? Okay, so Charlotte is still affordable. What do you consider affordable? Miss Beauty, you are brave. I know everything will go well for you. Yes, it will. You have to speak it into existence. Let's go back to any regrets. Do I have any regrets about moving to Charlotte? Any regrets? And even now, I just think that I could do a better job of trying to meet more people. So I don't know if that's a regret, but I can do. I think I need to do a better job. Even though I know people, I'm not saying like alone or I don't know anyone, but I think I need to make more of an effort to go out of my way to meet more people, network, and make more friends. And I'm really bad at that. And not really bad at that. I'm a friendly person. People come up to, I met a subscriber Friday night. I don't know if she's on here. Hi. I've met one the other Sunday. Like I don't have a problem conversing with people, meeting people, but putting in that effort, I think I can do a better job. I think once you just get used to being by yourself, you just get used to it. And I'm on the phone. I have my sister, I have my cousins. Then my cousin lives here now. It just, the time just flies. But I definitely think that I can make more friends. I do need to do a better job at that. It isn't me, it's the Holy Spirit within me that's helping me to find the strength to do it. Amen to that. Amen to that. So, yes, I don't think I have any specific regrets, but maybe I would say I wish I made more of an effort to. I had the strength to make more effort to meet people because it's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, like it's a lot of work. It is so much work. Like one of my friends I'm close with now, she met me through like DMing me on Instagram for my YouTube channel. So why can't I go and DM people? Why can't I go and message people? You know what I mean? Like I have to think of it in that same way, like not being we can't wait for people to come to our apartment doorstep. That's not realistic. We have to go out of our way at this point in age. We're adults. You have to go out of your way. She said, regret not making friends in CLT earlier. Yeah, maybe that would be a regret because I really got used to just being by myself. And I definitely, it's been 2 years. And I know people, it's confusing because if you're with me, I go out, I know people. I can't say like, oh my gosh, Nana is like a antisocial person. I know people, but for being here for 2 years, I think I could have known more people. And it's great for my personality. Like I feel like I should have a few more people that I consider to be friends. Like the video, please. Yes, thumbs up. I don't know how many likes I'm seeing in here, but please, it's not just about super chat. Like the video, please. It really helps our channel. It's looking like I'm only seeing one like. Everyone, where are you at? So I'm gonna end the video in a few, probably about 10 minutes. So as we round up, any last minute burning questions? I feel like y'all are not making this juicy. Like, come on. Like, where are the juicy, 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 juicy questions? You guys gonna ask? I'll be like, oh, no comments, no comment. I don't feel like discussing that right now. Oh, let's see what this lighting is doing. Oh, I'm just happy I actually just got on here and did this live because you could ask Gazelle tomorrow earlier, like, oh, I don't feel like going live. Am I gonna go live? So I just know that it seems as if Sunday night is a better night, and we'll just try and give 24-hour notice in advance. Miss Desire Independent, do you live in Charlotte? Because I recognize you from our comments, but I don't know where you live. Are you in Charlotte? How are the men in CLC? Oh, no, for real. I really am coughing. I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't know what that. That's such a broad question. How are the men? I don't know all the men in Charlotte. Like, what are you trying to say? How are the men in CLC? Um, I don't know. I don't know. There's men everywhere. I don't know why people ask that question. I don't think there's anything specific to CLT. I don't think there's anything specific to Houston. I don't think there's anything specific to Dallas. I don't think there's anything specific to Newark, New Jersey. I don't think there's anything specific to. If anything, I think Charlotte is good in a sense because people go out a lot. So if you go out, it's easy to meet people. But what I can say is that when you go out, there's a lot of women in certain places. There's a lot of women. Just be like in the day, do men go out? Like it just seems as if men only want to go to gym and club. Like everywhere else is just women. You go to it's like where else? And I guess maybe bars too, but I don't really go to bars, so I wouldn't know. Well, I guess the places the hookah spots are considered bars, right? Because a lot of places are like Charlotte, like hookah lounges, speakeasies, So I don't view them like as bars versus like if I was to go out more South End, I know they have legit bars. I don't really go to those type of places. More of like restaurants, hookah lounges, speakeasies. I guess that's what we would call it. Oh, she's in the deep south. No, I'm in the deep south. Oh, okay. How do you like that? And Gussie said lies. Keep saying lies. Men are everywhere. The hard part is how do you meet them? That's the hard part because I'm finally this week. Don't come from finally going to join the gym across the street from me. I know the people have been hearing this forever. I'm actually going to do it probably tonight. Um, the gym, not because of men, but just in general, just to get me out the house more. I definitely need to join the gym. A lot of people there. When I went to go visit, it was so lit. So many different type of people. So I need to join that. I was just so lazy about it. I'm like, well, I have a gym in my complex. My gym in my complex is not anything special, and it's always empty. There's only a few machines. So I'm like, it's about time I join an actual gym and stop being cheap. Yes, I don't really want to spend the money. I'm not gonna lie. If it was free, I'm sure I would have joined years ago. But I'm going to stop worrying about the money and join the gym across the street from me. Dana, yes, Miss Beauty. I am praying and seeking guidance from the Lord about relocation next steps. I'm glad you're letting the Holy Spirit lead you. Okay, you all. So look out for a video next week. Usually, just to let you all reminder, our videos either come out Sunday or Monday. If it really gets backed up, then let's say usually Monday. If it gets backed up, then it's Tuesday. So early in the week, I would just say early in the week, we usually put out one video a week. We're gonna try and do better with the shorts, try and do better with repurposing our lives so that way we can make that into shorter form content, so we don't always feel as if we need to make a whole nother video, maybe like a section of this video, 10 minutes of it, that people ask a lot of questions. I could just make it its own video on its own. So we're looking into doing that. Dana said, sorry, my other questions about affordability was about transplants moving and driving up local prices. So plans to be a transplant and move to the city. Things are getting expensive. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm pretty sure that's everywhere. But in Charlotte, rent prices are getting higher. Again, usually the closer you are to the uptown area, the more you're going to have to be willing to pay. But you can still get definitely affordable rent. People are still out here paying 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, even under 1,000. It's just really about where you want to live. Don't expect to pay $1,000 and be in uptown. You're not even going to probably pay 1,500 to be in uptown. To be honest, you should be ready to pay from 1,500 to 2,000 if you want to be in uptown. For the most part, it's about really where do you want to live. We just have to be realistic. I agree, Ms. Beauty. Samaria. I currently reside in Atlanta where crime, like break-ins and killings, are high. Is crime crazy in Charlotte? I do hear on the news, at 12 o'clock, the news goes on, work from home life. I try to keep up with what's going on in my local environment. And things are definitely happening, but it's usually not really around me, not where I live, but those areas that they're happening in, I feel like usually it's like East Charlotte, West Charlotte. So those are areas I probably highly avoid. But I don't hear about a lot about crime in this area, but I know it's definitely happening in Charlotte. I'm not gonna lie. Show some love if you can with a super chat, a super sticker. Samara, yes, I've heard about gas station hijackings in ATL. That's insane. Really? That's so scary. Oh my gosh. All right. Don't forget to like this video again. Okay, I'm going to be ending. It was nice just jumping on real quick. Next time I plan to have more people. Again, we're going to schedule in advance and make it on a Sunday evening. I know a lot of people might even still be at work, but don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if there are no more questions, we will see you next week. And we will be going live together, me and Ngazi, in about 2 weeks, because we'll be together. So stay tuned for that. That'll be really, really fun. We'll talk about Houston and Charlotte and that, but we're gonna talk about everything, everything. So that's probably gonna be a long, long live, because we like to talk. But again, if that is all, thank you all so much. You're welcome, Dana. It was nice meeting you. Thank you all so much for joining last minute. I really appreciate all your support. I really appreciate all your comments. We read every single one. Yeah, and stay tuned. Bye.